This is CNN Breaking News.
Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Kate Baldwin. John is on assignment today. We're going to continue with the breaking news that we were just hearing in the last hour, in the last couple minutes, actually. Mitt Romney, despite all the optics that looked like he was heading towards a third presidential run, he has announced to his supporters on a conference call that he is not going to be making that effort. He will not be running for another nomination. But there sure was a lot of fanfare around this, even the lead up to this call. Let's talk about all of this, the announcement, and what this means for the Republican field going forward. Chief Washington correspondent and anchor of The Lead, Jake Tapper, is here with me. Chief political analyst Gloria Borger, senior digital correspondent Chris Moody, and our national political reporter Peter Hamby also joining us. Gloria, you were one of the first to get this information.
Right.
What do you glean from the announcement, Gloria?
I should say first was Hugh Hewitt, radio host, and it's within nanoseconds. I think somebody very senior in the Romney campaign pushed a button. I got it as well. I'd have to say that in the last moments before this conference call, there was a lot of chatter back and forth that Romney wasn't going to do it. If you talked to funders a week or so ago, and even as late as yesterday, I was told he's in. He's totally in. I think what happened was there was a big meeting with Romney's senior advisors. They laid it all out for him, the pros and the cons. This is a man who wants to be president of the United States. The polling looks great. The problem I think they had was with the funders who had gone to other places, those important people who can raise hundreds of thousands of dollars by bundling money together. They'd all gone to other places. Staff was disappearing. Romney's chief advisor in Iowa, his chief staffer, had gone to Jeb Bush's staff. And I think when he took a look at the metrics of all of this, he decided that in the end, he wouldn't be able to make as good a go of it as he would like, so he's stepping back. I might add, they were not sort of saying, gee, Jeb Bush is a great candidate, and if Jeb gets in, we won't. That's the way they were in September. But as of a week or two ago, or even a couple of days ago, they were all in. But I think when they had this meeting and they laid it all out for him, I think that's when he made his decision.
Well, and that's the most interesting part, Jake, because it really seemed almost until yesterday that he was running. I mean, the speech in Mississippi, all of the kind of anonymous statements coming out from his aides and advisors were comparing him to Hillary Clinton, basically making him a run. Hold with me one second. Let's actually listen to some of this call, Jake, and then I want to get your take on it all. Let's listen to it.
In addition, state political leadership from several of the early primary states are on the line. And here in New York City and on the phone are people who have been helping me think through how to build a new team, as well as supporters from the past who've all been kind enough to volunteer their time during this deliberation stage. Welcome and thank you. Your loyalty and friendship and your desire to see the country with new, confident, and conservative leadership does, in fact, warm the heart. After putting considerable thought into making another run for president, I've decided it's best to give other leaders in the party the opportunity to become our next nominee. Let me give you some of my thinking. First, I'm convinced that with the help of the people on this call, we could win the nomination. Our finance calls made it clear that we'd have enough funding to be more than competitive. And with few exceptions, our field political leadership is ready and enthusiastic about a new race. And the reaction of Republican voters across the country was both surprising and heartening. I know that early poll numbers move up and down a great deal during the campaign, but we would have no doubt started in a strong position. One poll out just today shows me gaining support and leading the next closest contender by nearly 2-1. Also leading in all of the 4 early states. So I'm convinced that we could win the nomination. But I fully realize it would have been a difficult test and a hard fight. I also believe with the message of making the world safer, providing opportunity for every American, regardless of the neighborhood they live in, and working to break the grip of poverty, I would have the best chance of beating the eventual Democrat nominee. But that's before the other contenders have had the opportunity to take their message to the voters. I believe that one of our next generation of Republican leaders, one who may not be as well known as I am today, one who has not yet taken their message across the country, one who's just getting started, may well emerge as being better able to defeat the Democrat nominee. In fact, I expect and hope that to be the case. I feel that it's critical that America elect a conservative leader to become our next president. You know that I wanted to be that president. I do not want to make it more difficult for someone else to emerge who may have a better chance of becoming that president. You can't imagine how hard it is for Anna and me to step aside, especially knowing of your support and the support of so many people across the country. But we believe it's for the best of the party and the nation. I've been asked, and will certainly be asked again, if there are any circumstances whatsoever that might develop that could change my mind. That seems unlikely. Accordingly, I'm not organizing a PAC or taking donations. I'm not hiring a campaign team. I encourage all of you on this call to stay engaged in the critical process of selecting a Republican nominee for president. Please feel free to sign up on a campaign for a person who you believe may become our best nominee. I believe a Republican winning back the White House is essential for our country, and I'll do whatever I can to make that happen. So to all my supporters, friends, and family who worked both tirelessly and loyally to support my campaigns in the past, Ann and I will always be deeply appreciative. What you've already done is a tribute to your patriotism. We're overwhelmed and humbled by your loyalty to us, by your generosity of spirit, and by your friendship. God bless you all, and God bless our great country. Bye-bye.